Good evening and welcome, fellow travelers. It's that time once again. It's time for this. It's time for the Psychedelicatessen right here on Cheer FM and on Radio Gordo. I'm your host, Randall LeBron, here to guide us through 2 hours of psychedelic rock on a Saturday night, or, well, whenever else you might be listening to this. If you happen to check out the Stream on Demand podcast through the Radio Gordo Spreaker page. Anyways, this week, well, I'm dedicating it to the memory, the life, and music, I suppose it were, of Jim Morrison, infamous frontman of the band The Doors. On July 3rd, it was the 52nd anniversary of the discovery of his body in the French bathtub in the apartment he was sharing with his girlfriend Pamela. His official cause of death was listed as heart failure. Morrison, of course, is one of the most infamous members of the 27 Club, and I mean, there are some swirling rumors around his demise. That's not necessarily going to be the place of this particular show. Well, we're going to listen to a lot of music from The Doors. If you want to get into some of the weirder aspects of what was going on with maybe the darker side of Jim Morrison, check out Pop Your Culture later tonight, both here on Cheer FM and on Radio Gordo. Anyways, we got to start at the beginning. So we're going to go back to that first album, the self-titled debut from The Doors. I got a couple of songs from that one standing by in this first set. We have Light My Fire on the far side, but we're going to get it going with Soul Kitchen.
The clock says it's time to close now. I guess I better go now. I really like to stay here all night. The cars crawl past all stuffed with eyes. Share there a hollow glow. Your brain seems bruised with numb surprise. Still one place to go. Still one place to go. Let me sleep all night in your soul kitchen. Warm my mind with your gentle stone. Turn me out in a wonder, baby. Stumbling in the neon. Secret alphabet. I light another cigarette. Learn to forget. Learn to forget. Learn to forget. Learn to forget. Let me sleep all night in your soul kitchen. Warm my mind with your gentle stone. Turn me out in a wonder, baby. Stumbling in the neon road. The clock says it's time to close now. I know I have to go now. I really wanna stay here all night. All night. that it would be untrue. You know that I would be a liar if I was to say to you, girl, we couldn't get much higher. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. The time to hesitate is through. No time to wallow in the mire. Try now, we can only lose, and our love become a funeral pyre. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. The time to hesitate is through. No time to wallow in the mire. Try now, we can only lose, and our love become a funeral pyre. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. Yeah. You know that it will be untrue. You know that I would be a liar if I was to say to you, girl, we couldn't get much higher. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on 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 fire.
A song that brought the band some of their first instances of success. That was Light My Fire, the song that closes up side one of the Doors' debut LP, an LP that took the band approximately a week to record in late 1966. Light My Fire also being a song that guitarist Robbie Krieger brought to the band, nearly complete. Jim helped finish the lyrics on the second verse and wrote a little bit of the chorus to help flesh it out. Ideas brought forth by the rest of the band, Ray Manzarek on keyboards. It was just that sort of Bach-inspired organ riff, especially that opened it up. But John Densmore, I guess his biggest contribution was suggesting the sharp snare hit that starts off the song. Also opening up the show tonight, Soul Kitchen, a song that takes me back to my grade 8 bedroom and listening to that one really late at night. And next up in the show, fellow travelers, we're going to continue on with another block of songs from this album. We're going to do 5 songs, and the interesting thing here, and I really admit I almost had to fight with myself on this one, was the decision to not use the end. This debut LP from the band is so incredibly strong, and I think it's easy to miss some of the more interesting pieces on side 2. This is an album that I've listened to many, many times, and it still stands as one of the strongest debuts. Really a cohesive album, a really fine expression of a band who was really only still just finding itself. So later on in this set, we're going to have End of the Night, I Looked at You, but we're going to get it going with the Willie Dixon cover. This is Backdoor Man, a song that features what is rumored to also be some of Jim's maybe more colorful Southern type behavior, something that he was noted for doing in high school. You can find information like that in books like No One Here Gets Out Alive, a book that I've actually just recently reordered, found it on Amazon, and after wanting it for a number of years, I made the decision to actually break down and order that one, so that one should be showing up shortly. It'd be pretty cool to read that one again. It inspired all of this in a lot of ways, but I digress. It's time for a little bit more Doors here on the Jim Morrison Special. This is Backdoor Man.
You mean eat your dinner, eat your pork and beans. I eat more chicken than any man ever seen. Yeah, yeah. I'm a black dog man. Don't mean don't know, but the little girls understand. Well, I'm a black dog man. I'm a black dog man. Oh, baby, I'm a black dog man. Don't mean don't know, but the little girls understand. I looked at you, you looked at me. I smiled at you, you smiled at me, and we're on our way. No one can turn back. Yeah, we're on our way, and we can't turn back, 'cause it's too late, too late, too late, too late, too late. And we're on our way. No, we can't turn back. Yeah, we're on our way. And we can't turn back. Yeah, yeah. We're on it. I walk with you, you walk with me. I talk to you, you talk to me, and we're on our way. No, we can't turn back. Yeah, we're on our way, and we can't turn back. Yeah, 'cause it's too late, too late, too late, too late, too late. And we're on our way. No, we can't turn back. Yeah, we're on our way, and we can't turn back. 'Cause it's too late, too late, too late, too late, too late. Take the highway to the end of the night, end of the night, end of the night. Take a journey to the bright midnight, end of the night, end of the night. Realms of bliss, realms of light. Some are born to sweet delight. Some are born to sweet delight. Some are born to the endless night. End of the night, end of the night, end of the night, end of the night.
concluding a set of 4 with Take It As It Comes. That's a good sampling of, the majority of side 2 of that debut LP from The Doors. Take It As It Comes, End of the Night before that, I Looked at You before that, and Backdoor Man, which got that set going. All right, fellow travelers, this is the Psychedelicatessen right here on Cheer FM and on Radio Gordo. We're doing the Jim Morrison Memorial Special. The 3rd of July represented the 52nd anniversary of the passing of Jim Morrison, so we're diving deep into the work of The Doors. This is one of my longtime favorite bands, so it doesn't necessarily take a whole lot of a push to get me into feeling this. And you know what? We're gonna sample all of the albums that were released in Morrison's lifetime, studio albums. So we're not necessarily bringing in any live work into this one. We're also not going to bother with the Other Voices LP. I think probably one of the most kind of misguided decisions that the band made was to carry on with the Doors name without Jim. Kind of a weird choice, but we're going to have something from the self-titled LP debut all the way up to LA Woman. And now in this next set, it's time for us to check out some material from Strange Days. This one was recorded between May and August of 1967, released in September of that year. 2 incredibly strong albums from this band, released really months apart. The turnaround for this band at this time was incredible. The fact that they actually had enough material to flesh out an album is pretty commendable, especially that quickly as their star was rising so meteorically in the sky. Anyways, let's do this. This is the one that opens up that album. This is Strange Days.
Strange days, how troubles go.
lost little girl. You're lost little girl. You're lost, tell me who are you? Think that you know what to do. Impossible, yes, but it's true. I think that you know what to do. Yeah, sure that you know what to do. You're lost, little girl. You're lost, little girl. You're lost, tell me who are you? To do. Impossible, yes, but it's true. I think that you know what to do. Girl, sure that you know what to do. Little girl, you're lost, little girl. You're lost. My eyes have seen you. My eyes have seen you. My eyes have seen you. Stand in your door. Meet inside. Show me some more. Show me some more. Show me some more. My eyes have seen you. My eyes have seen you. My eyes have seen you. Turn and stare. Fix your hair, move upstairs, move upstairs, move upstairs. My eyes have seen you. My eyes have seen you. My eyes have seen you. Free from the skies, gazing on the city under television skies, television skies, television skies. My eyes have seen you. My eyes have seen you. Eyes have seen you. Let the photograph your soul. Memorize your values on an endless road, endless road. can see your face in my mind. I can see your face in my mind. Carnival dogs consume the line. Can see your face in my mind. Don't you cry, baby, please don't cry. And don't look at me with your eyes. I can't seem to find the right line. I can't seem to find the right line. Insanity's horse adorns the sky. Can't seem to find the right line. Consume the lines. Can't see your face in my mind. Don't you cry, baby, please don't cry. I won't need your picture until we say goodbye.
I can't see your face in my mind brought that set to a close. My eyes have seen you before that, Your Lost Little Girl before that, and Strange Days before that. All right, fellow travelers, this is the Psychedelicatessen on Chair FM and Radio Gordo. A little bit of information about that particular LP. It was the first time that the band managed to use an 8-track recorder in the studio. It was part of the reason why the band spent a little bit longer on the material as they were recording it, looking at a period of, like a couple of months, maybe like 3 months, instead of a week that they spent recording the first album. The first album was more or less just the live show. This one took a little bit more studio creation. The 8 tracks allowed the band to explore their sound a little bit more, especially when you look at something like Horse Latitudes, the song that goes so well into Moonlight Drive. Basically the audio collage, the musique concrète almost of what was going on that track is a great example of the band's utilization of an 8-track recorder. The lyrics in a lot of these songs as well, still digging deep into Jim's Venice Beach rooftop sort of collection, a bit of a notorious time for Morrison as the band was coming together when he was sort of living there in 65. And the story is that basically he was dropping a lot of legal acid and writing a lot of poetry, filling up notebooks. Those notebooks would provide the basis for lyrics for a couple of Doors albums, quite ably. And it was as we moved into subsequent albums that, the writing chores changed a little bit. But Strange Days still featured that batch of songs. That's probably one of the reasons why it has such a cohesive element, thematically, if not sonically. And much like the debut LP, this LP also featured an epic closing number. And in this particular case, it's the song When the Music's Over, which there's a special place for me in deep inside where I think of the end and where that one resides. But in terms of pure musicality, I would almost have to say When the Music's Over is the stronger number. Robbie Krieger is described basically the sonic challenge of creating a guitar solo to fill up as much space as it fills up without a massive harmonic development behind it. They're just kind of vamping during that period, so that's pretty cool. Also, it features a few callbacks to some of their earlier songs, and it's hard to believe that they had a repertoire from which they could already draw on something like that. Anyways, enough talk. Let's throw in a little bit more rock. This is When the Music's Over.
Yeah, come on. When the music's over, when the music's over here, when the music's over, turn up the lights, turn up the lights, turn up the lights. The music's over, when the music's over, when the music's over, turn up the lights, turn up the lights, turn up the lights. Special friend, dance on fires, eat into Cancel my subscription to the resurrection. Send my credentials to the house of detention. I got some friends inside. The face in the mirror won't stop. The girl in the window won't drop. A feast of friends, alive she cried, waiting for me outside. Before I sing into the big sleep, I want to hear the scream of the butterfly. Come back, baby, back into my arms. We're getting tired of hanging around. Waiting around with our heads to the ground. I hear a very gentle sound. Very near yet very far, very soft yet very clear. Come today, come today. What have they done to the earth? What have they done to our fair sister? Ravaged and plundered and ripped her and bit her. Stuck her with knives in the side of the dawn and tied her with fences and dragged her down. I hear a very gentle sound. With your ear down to the ground. We want the world and we want it. We want the world and we want it. Now. the music's over. When the music's over, yeah. When the music's over, turn out the lights, turn out the lights, turn out the lights. While the music is your special friend, dance on fire is Indian terms. Easy is your only friend. Till the end, until the end, until the end.
When the Music's Over, the track that closed up 1967's second release from The Doors, the album Strange Days, and such a great song, great album as well. All right, fellow travelers, this is the Psychedelicatessen right here on Radio Gordo and on Cheer FM. Let us continue along with this Doors special with the more or less Changeling album. The band would slow its output to an album per year, which is still, considering some modern bands' writing and release schedules, is incredibly fast. But with this album, the third LP, the difficult LP, Waiting for the Sun, this is kind of the Changeling album for the band. Over the years, I have grown much more fond of this particular album, and oddly enough, this album in terms of commercial success was the high point for the band. It was the first album that managed to first and only album that managed to climb to the number one spot, and it was the one that featured only their second number one single in the form of Hello, I Love You, the track that opens up the album. Now, this album, I find it to be more delicate than the previous albums. It gets a little weirder. It seems like the lysergic vibe is still there, despite at this point in time, Morrison starting to dive deeper into what became heavy alcoholism. As he was the sort of acid lizard king of the first couple of albums, he was Dionysian in his chaos, but he wasn't fully sloppily inebriated like he would become in the following years. This album sort of marks that departure point as well from where the shedding of the skin of the Lizard King, as it were. And initially, when this album was being planned, it was going to have a track called The Celebration of the Lizard, intended to take up the entire second side. The only surviving fragment of that to actually be released on an album is featured in this particular set. We have 4 songs coming at us right now. Not to Touch the Earth, the song extracted from The Celebration of the Lizard, is the third song in there. Love Street, a song that Morrison wrote for his girlfriend Pam, his second. But here's the second number one hit for the band. This is Hello, I Love You.
Hello, I love you, won't you tell me your name? Hello, I love you, let me jump in your game. Hello, I love you, won't you tell me your name? Hello, I love you, let me jump in your game. She's walking down the street, blind to every eye she meets. Do you think you'll be the guy to make the queen of the angels sigh? Hello, I love you, won't you tell me your name? Hello, I love you, let me jump in your game. Hello, I love you, won't you tell me your name? Hello, I love you, let me the sky. Her arms are wicked and her legs are long. When she moves, my brain screams out this song. Sidewalk crouches at her feet like a dog that begs for something sweet. Do you hope to make her see you, fool? Do you hope to pluck this dusky jewel? Hello, 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 hello. I want to hello, I need my baby. She lives on Love Street, lingers long on Love Street. She has a house and garden. I would like to see what happens. She has robes and she has monkeys, lazy diamond-studded flunkies. She has wisdom and knows what to do. She has me and she has you. She has wisdom and knows what to do. She has me and she has you. I see you live on Love Street. There's the store where the creatures meet. I wonder what they do in there. Summer, Sunday, and a year. I guess I like it fine so far. She lives on Love Street, lingers long on Love Street. She has a house and garden. I would like to see what happens. La 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 Not to touch the earth, not to see the sun. Nothing left to do but run, run, run. Let's run. Let's run. House upon the hill, moon is lying still. Shadows of the trees, witnessing the wild breeze. Come on, baby, run with me. Let's run. Run with me. Run with me. Run with me. Let's run. The mansion is warm at the top of the hill. Rich are the rooms and the comforts there. Red are the arms of luxuriant chairs, and you won't know a thing till you get inside. Dead president's corpse in the driver's car. The engine runs on glue and tar. Come on along, not going very far. To the east to meet the Tsar. Run with me. Run with me. Run with me. Let's run. Some outlaws live by the side of a lake. The minister's daughter's in love with the snake, who lives in a well by the side of the road. Wake up, girl, we're almost home. Hey, come on. We should see the gates of morning. We should be inside the evening. Sun, sun, sun. Burn, burn, burn. Silk, silk, silk. Move, move, move. I will get you. I'm the Lizard King. I can do anything. Summer's almost gone. Summer's almost gone. Almost gone. Yeah, it's almost gone. Where will we be when the summer's gone? Morning found us calmly unaware. Noon burned gold into our hair. At night we swam the laughing sea. through our hair. At night we swam the laughing sea. When summer's gone, where will we be? Summer's almost gone. Summer's almost gone. We had some good times, but they're gone. The winter's coming on. Summer's almost gone.
Summer's Almost Gone, the song that concluded that set of four. Not to Touch the Earth, the song extracted from the overall celebration of the Lizard Project. Love Street before that, and Hello, I Love You at the start of that set. Now, in an interesting little bit of, I guess, synchronicity, that album was released on July 3rd, 1968, released 3 years to the day before the death of Morrison himself. Kind of wild. So we also just had the 55th anniversary of this particular LP. Pretty cool. Let's do a little bit more of it. Now, one of the things that I guess sort of comes into play during this particular album is maybe a bit of an acknowledgement of the Vietnam War, in that there's two pretty heavy kind of revolutionary type tracks. We have the album closer 5-1 at the far end of this set. We have The Unknown Soldier at the beginning of this set of songs, and this one as well, much I guess like the Celebration of the Lizard project, sort of shows a very theatrical aspect of the band. This is sort of theater for the mind on this particular song. We also have a really cool one showcasing Robbie Krieger's flamenco guitar skills in the middle. We'll check out Spanish Caravan, but yes, a little bit of theater for the mind coming at us right now. This is The Unknown Soldier.
Wait until the war is over and we're both a little older. The unknown soldier. Breakfast where the news is read, television, children fed, unborn living, living dead. Bullet strikes the helmet's head, and it's all over for the unknown soldier. It's all over for the unknown soldier. Make a grave for the unknown soldier, nestled in your hollow shoulder. The unknown soldier. Life is where the news is read, television, children fed. Bullet strikes the helmet's head, it's all over again and again. Take me, Spanish caravan. Yes, I know you can. Lost in the sea, I know where treasure is waiting for me. Silver and gold in the mountains of Spain. I have to see you again and again. Take me, Spanish caravan. Yes, I know you can. Love my girl, she looking good. Come on. One more. 5 to 1, baby. 1 in 5. No one here gets out alive now. You get yours, baby. I'll get mine. Gonna make it, baby, if we try. The old get old and the young get stronger. May take a week and it may take longer. They got the guns, but we got the numbers. Gonna win, yeah, we're taking over. Come on! Your ballroom days are over, baby. Night is drawing near. Shadows of the evening crawl across the years. Yeah, walk across the floor with a flower in your hand. Trying to tell me no one understands. Trading your hours for a handful of dimes. Gonna make it, baby, in our prime. Come together one more time. Get together one more time. Get together one more time. Get together. Get together one more time. 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 Get together, get together. Hey, come on, honey. Go
home and wait for me, baby. I'll be there in just a little while. You see, I gotta go out in this car with these people.
A stomp groove, if ever I heard one. A song that also infamously features reports of studio antics, including Morrison himself needing to be propped up in order to finish his vocal take. He was so inebriated he could not stand as he was laying down that one. That was 5-1, the song that wrapped up the album Waiting for the Sun, the third album from The Doors. Before that, Spanish Caravan. Really like the sort of swirling weirdness of that one. Just you have that sort of flamenco introduction and a pretty nice fuzz riff that is throughout the rest of that song. Really cool song. And then Theater for the Mind, as they described it, the Unknown Soldier, the one that opened up that set of three. And now we get into the fourth album. So we move up to 1969 for this one. This one, I guess, is the one where the band really started to take its share of critical hits in a lot of ways. The band really changing up its sound at this point. They were recording so quickly and kind of needed to be lured into the studio. As this album was recorded, there was also the infamous Miami incident that took place during the recording sessions. Of course, that is the infamous Miami concert where Morrison is said to have exposed himself on stage, as well as using a whole litany of profanities, thus bringing against him pretty hefty court cases. The obscenity is actually pretty wild when you consider how wild shows are now, that what really amounts to, I almost hate to say it, pretty tame behavior for rock stars, especially in such a hedonistic heyday as 1969, was able to bring such basically legal headaches for the band. They did work on this particular album. Now, it was at the behest of their producer, Paul Rothchild, who kind of pushed the band into a little bit more of a jazzy direction. Now, that wasn't necessarily something too far out of the wheelhouse for John Densmore, the drummer, and Ray Manzarek of the band, but, Robbie Krieger, it wasn't necessarily his thing, and Jim was sinking further and further into his alcohol addiction, as well as having the issues of the whole Miami fiasco sort of distracting him during this time. This is an uneven album. Over time, I've come to be able to appreciate it a little bit more, and I think the fewer selections that we're going to see is maybe reflected in what I almost consider the lowering of quality. The horns are a really weird addition to this album as well. Not necessarily my favorite. Singles like Touch Me were the big ones, but we're going to kind of sidestep that sort of stuff for this particular outing. Two of Jim's songs in big ways for these first two, and then we're going to get into the title track at the end of this set. We have Wild Child standing by, but this is Shaman's Blues right here on the Psychedelicatessen on Radio Gordo and Cheer FM.
Like you, there will never be another one who can do the things you do. Oh, will you give another chance? Will you try a little try? Please stop and you remember we were together anyway. All right. have a certain evening you could lend to me. I'll give it all right back to you, how it has to be with you. I know your moves and your mind 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 and your mind. Oh, will you stop and think and wonder just what you'll see out on the train yard, nursing penitentiary? It's gone. I cry out long. Play it, brother. Did you stop to consider how it will feel? Cold grinding grizzly bear jaws hot on your heels. Do you often stop and whisper in Saturday Shore? The whole world's a savior. Who could ever, 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 ever ask for more? Do you remember? Will you stop? Will you stop the pain? There will never be another one like you. There will never be another one who can do the things you do. Oh, will you give another chance? Will you try, little try? Please stop and you remember we were together. Think and wonder how I must feel out on the meadows while you round the field. I'm alone for you, and I cry. Sweat, look at it. Optical promise. Dead and in hell before I'm born. Sure thing. Bridesmaid. The only solution. Isn't it amazing? hollow idol's eyes. Wild child, full of grace, savior of the human race. Got to face, got to face, got to face. You remember when we were in Africa? When I was back there in seminary school, there was a person there who put forth the proposition that you can petition the Lord with prayer. Petition the Lord with prayer. Petition the Lord with prayer. You cannot petition the Lord with prayer. Can you give me sanctuary? I must find a place to hide, a place for me to hide. Can you find me soft asylum? I can't make it anymore. The man is at the door. Peppermint mini skirts, chocolate candy, champion socks, and a girl named Sandy. There's only 4 ways to get unraveled. One is to sleep and the other is travel. But one is a bandit up in the hills. One is to love your neighbor till his wife gets home. Catacombs, nursery bones, winter women, growing stones, carrying babies to the river.
Really interesting outing right there, featuring Morrison doing his mock Southern Baptist type sermon, The Soft Parade. Also before that, Wild Child and Shaman's Blues. Next up, we're going to move into the territory of Morrison Hotel. Now, ironically enough, this is probably my least favorite of all the Doors albums, and the two particular songs that I actually selected for this weren't even recorded at the time. The band was scraping the barrel a little bit in order to recoup some of the money spent on The Soft Parade, one of the most expensive albums that they recorded up until that time. Now, the second song, Indian Summer, goes back to early 66 when they were laying down demos for the first album, but this one that opens up this set, well, this is the title track for the third album, and it was left off of that one for whatever reason. So coming at us right now off Morrison Hotel, this is Waiting for the Sun.
the best, better than all the rest. I love you the best, better than all the rest that I meet in the summer, Indian summer. In the summer, Indian summer, I love you the best, better than all the rest.
You were like a little lady in the city of light. Or did you know the lost angel? City of night, city of night, city of night, city of night. Woo! Come on! fire. If they say I never loved you, you know they are a liar. Driving down your freeway, midnight alleys roam, cops in cars, the topless bars, never saw a woman so alone, so alone, so alone, so alone. Motel money, glitter madness, but ain't a mood from glad to sadness. Mr. Mojo Rising, Mr. Mojo Rising, Mr. Mojo Rising, Mr. Mojo Rising, got to keep on rising. Mr. Mojo rising, Mr. Mojo rising, Mojo rising, got the Mojo rising, Mr. Mojo rising, got to keep on rising, riding, riding, on riding, riding. Riding, riding, I'm not no riding, riding, hey, riding, riding. I got whoa, yeah, riding, oh, yeah. Well, she got in a down about an hour ago. Took a look around, they went with a wind blow. With a little girl in a Hollywood bungalow. Are you a lucky little lady in the city of light? Or just another long thing, yo? City of night, city of night, city of night. City at night! Wow! Oh! You're my woman, my little lady woman, yeah, my lady woman, hey, hey, oh, every woman come on.
And that was LA Woman, the title track from the 1971 release from the band. It was the final album released during Jim's lifetime in a great, strong way for the band to go out. Feels much stronger than Morrison Hotel. We heard two tracks from that album before, Indian Summer and Waiting for the Sun. Both of those actually recorded well before Morrison Hotel was put together, and I think an indication of where the band was at. But Morrison Hotel ends up providing the strength, I think, for the band to fire on as many cylinders shoulders as they did for LA Woman. Some great self-mythology going on as well on that album, LA Woman being a prime example, and this one here, the one that's wrapping up the show tonight, being another great example. If there's ever a calling card that you could mention for the Doors, I think you're going to almost go to this album, and probably even this one right here. Wrapping up this show tonight, this is Riders on the Storm.
Riders on the storm, riders on the storm. Into this house we're born, into this world we're thrown. Like a dog without a bone, an actor out alone. Riders on the storm. There's a killer on the road. His brain is squirming like a toad. Take a long holiday. Let your children play. If you give this man a ride, sweet family will die. Killer on the road. Yeah.
Riders on the storm, riders on the storm. Into this house we're born, into this world we're thrown, like a dog without a bone, an actor out on loan. Riders on the storm.
And that's it, fellow travelers. Made it through to the other side of another edition of the Psychedelicatessen. I want to thank all of you for taking the time to tune in. Thank you to CHIR FM and Radio Gordo for providing a home base for this show. And until next time you want a psychedelic time, y'all be cool to one another. And we'll catch you later. Peace.